Yeah, just a quick update on some topics regarding the Ada and Spark community. Just a few things to give you an update. First topic is the Learn website, learn.adacore.com. I think most of you know about it. So this is our interactive e-learning platform that's available to everyone for free. This website is very successful. We're really happy with the audience that we have, and we think that it's really a nice tool. And so we are still making progress and improving the tool, the website regularly. So far, there are 9 courses available, and we are working on some others for the coming months/years. There are also labs available, and what's important to know, maybe it's not something everyone is aware about, but it's multi-format. There's obviously the web version, but you can also download PDFs and e-readers formats. So from this single source of content, there are multiple ways to actually consume the content. And so the new courses, there are 3 new courses since the last year. Kind of the most, the first one would be embedded Intro to Embedded System Programming by Patrick Rogers. This is a general introduction to embedded programming. It's not just about Ada. It's using Ada as a support to talk about embedded programming. Next one is What's New in Ada 2022 by Maxime Reznik. I think this one is very interesting if you want to give a try to some of the new features of the Ada language. It's really using the interactive property of the website to allow you to just test the new features that Yannick mentioned for yourself. And finally, we published the first chapters of the Advanced Ada book by Gustavo Hoffman and Bob Duff. So this is a book, a course that Gustavo has been working on for a few months now, and it's going to continue for at least a year. The idea here is to have a very advanced and complete overview of the Ada language. And so we are starting to release chapters every maybe 4 to 6 months. We'll release some new chapters. So stay tuned for that. The idea is that we started first with the basic for Ada on the Learn website, and this one is going to be obviously more advanced and complete in terms of language features. All right, next let's talk about Alire. So last year at the GAP workshop, I mentioned that we decided to stop releasing the GNAT community edition of our tools. And one of the reasons for that is that the Alire ecosystem was now getting to a level where it was actually very useful and much more interesting for everyone. And so the project is still making progress. So here's an overview of some of the interesting points. There are more than 360 crates, so projects in the Alire ecosystem today. This is very interesting. I will show you some of the stats later, and more than 65,000 downloads of all the versions. As Yannick mentioned, we are working on delivering the GNAT FSF compiler version 13. This is taking a bit more time than expected, and if you ever try to compile GCC or GNAT on Windows, you will know why. There's also a 2.0 release of Alire in the pipe. In particular, there are some changes and new improvements in the area of installation of crates, better user experience as well. And by the way, I think Alejandro is still in the audience. So if you have questions about Alire, maybe we can the both of us answer to you. And also, thanks to the IDE team at AdaCore, there is now support for Alire in the Ada Visual Studio Code extension. And so now you don't have to start Visual Studio Code from Alire. You just open your Visual Studio Code, open your project, your Alire project, and it's working out of the box, which is really nice. So as I said, a quick look at some of the numbers. We see that the adoption of Alire is really going very well, and this is very encouraging. So the number of downloads and number of crates. Obviously, the more crates there are in the ecosystem, the more useful the ecosystem itself is. And I think from the presentation of the University of Ottawa, I was really pleased to see that the students were able to use a crate from Alire to implement the oscilloscope, and so they didn't have to rewrite everything from scratch. And that was really nice. That's what we want to see. That's why we think Alire is a game changer for the ecosystem. We want to see collaboration. We want to see people sharing their projects and working together. And this is a great way to do it. All right. And so for the second time in 2022, we had our Crate of the Year award/competition. So every year, and I can tell you that we will have this competition again in 2023. We select 3 project crates that are contributed to the Alire ecosystem, and we award them a prize. So we take one Spark crate, one for embedded, and one for Ada. So the Spark Crate of the Year was awarded to Daniel King on the libkecak project, which is a cryptographic library. Verified with Spark. The Embedded Crate of the Year was awarded to Wolf Ebert for the AVR Ada project. AVR Ada is kind of a long time project that's been going on for at least a decade in the Ada community. It's really nice to see that now this project is available in the Alire ecosystem. It makes it so much easier to use and actually do some project with it. And finally, the Ada Crate of the Year was awarded to Pierre Vandelar and Arjan Muji for the Rejuvenation Ada project, which is a tool that allows you to easily implement refactoring rules in your code. So you enter a pattern that you want to match and the corresponding refactoring that you expect using just Ada syntax, and the tool will process and refactor your code. So 3 very nice projects, and as I said, we will have a 3rd edition of the Crate of the Year award. So stay tuned for that. And don't hesitate to mention this to your students if they have ideas for projects and contribution to the ecosystem. That's a great motivation to do so. All right. Quick words about IDEs. Since the end of the GNAT community release, we are now having regular public releases of GNAT Studio on GitHub. So far the rhythm is one per year. So the latest one was in June. So that's the link over there. This is just the IDE. There's no compiler because you get it from Alire. And also, more and more, we encourage people to try the Ada language support, Ada extension for Visual Studio Code. This is really getting into very high quality and very usable environment. And so, if you didn't try yet, I recommend having a look. So this provides advanced language support, such as code navigation and refactoring, and also, as I mentioned, support for Alire in the latest versions. And so in the IDE department as well, thanks to the libAdaLang technology, the team is implementing even more and more advanced refactoring features. And so if you're not aware, there are now many different ways that you can use that tool to actually refactor and speed up your development. So one example here is adding a default value to a parameter. As you can see, the tool is now changing both the declaration and the body, specification and body of the procedure. Some other refactoring, so you're changing the type of your parameter. Again, specification, body, everything changes at the same time. And the last one, there are many more. I just picked, I think, 3 to show you, is how you can extract an expression and just put it as a parameter of your subprogram. And as you can see here, there's a difference between the first 2 and the last one. And so the tool knows, okay, it's just the first 2 that I have to extract as a parameter. And so this will give you a lot of nice refactoring options. And this is available for NetStudio and the Visual Studio Code extension as well. All right, so to finish the presentation, I'm just going to give you a few pointers to reach out to the community. We've seen a lot of very interesting things in the Ada community over the last year. I think a lot of new projects, a lot of new people that are joining in, that are contributing. So if you want to talk with the Ada community, there are 3 places that we recommend. There's a new forum, relatively new forum, so forum.adalang.io. So that's something I think new from last year. There's the Reddit, the Ada subreddit. If you follow the news about Reddit, there are some trouble with that platform at the moment, but it's still a nice place for the Ada community to exchange and discuss. And there's the for a more interactive chat platform, there is the Matrix/Element chat room. So yeah, that's a URL on the top of the slides. Not very convenient, but that's how it is. There are a lot of people exchanging over there. So if you have a question or if you want to exchange, that's a good place to go to. All right, that's it for me. And I think we'll have some time for a question now.